Today, we're talking about wellness, but specifically that improvement season, that off season, nutrition. What do you need to be doing? How do you need to actually get the macros? What are the right calories? How are you going to get where you want to be? We're covering that all today on Protein Power. I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show, Protein Power. Every Monday on TeamFFLEX TV, I come right here and we talk about nutrition. Today I'm going to dive into wellness, improvement season, off-season nutrition. What do you need to be doing? What's important about calories? What's important about macros? What's the best method to take to get you the best physique on stage? That's really what we're all here for, right? So this is just one of 5 awesome shows that run all week for you. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? Let's get to the meat and potatoes here. All right, so wellness, improvement season, off season. Anytime I say improvement season, let me just tell you, some people might call that off season. We train our athletes 365 all year, every year, so we don't have off seasons. We always have what we call improvement season phases. So if you hear me saying that, that's what it means. Just understand that, all right? What I want to talk about is where you need to be doing here with your calories, your macros, your nutrition overall if you're doing an improvement season, off-season phase for the wellness division, okay? So wellness division is a very muscle-developed women's division, okay? You'll see the lower body on these women, it is just dense. It is thick muscle, quads, glutes, hamstrings, upper body still has development, but not as much as the lower body, but still a lot of muscle going on here, okay? If we know anything about contest prep is not where you build muscle. Contest prep, you're in, a dieting phase. You're leaning out. You're getting to the right level of stage conditioning, the right body fat, in other words, but you're not in a spot where you're actually building muscle. That means all the muscle building needs to take place in that improvement season, in that off season. You need to, in other words, build all that muscle there so that when you diet, you can go to stage and be on point and that you have maintained it through that prep, okay? So that's the first thing to understand. Now, when you're building muscle, there's really only one way to do it coming about with nutrition, and that is having a caloric surplus. So if you're taking notes, write this down. Your calories gotta be higher than your maintenance level if you intend to build muscle. To the degree you raise your calories, it's gonna be pretty individual, pretty specific. Some people prefer to, go at a slower pace, maybe 200, 300 calories above their maintenance calories, or maybe some people go for the 500, some people go above that. What I suggest for anybody watching, if you're trying to build a wellness physique, do a lean build, okay? A slow build where you're going to really focus on actually just hitting these muscle groups and building them and raising the calories slowly so that you can put on muscle without putting on a lot of body fat, okay? If you go into the improvement season, the off season, this is why we don't do off season, by the way, is because people go off the rails, they eat too much, they put on too much body fat. Well, that's just a lot of extra work when you come back to prep. You're much better off to actually go into, a lean build with specific macros that are set for you, your body, your training split, all that, all right? I want to dive into more about this nutrition, more about the mistakes that are made with it in the off season for wellness. We're going to talk about that right after this break.
TeamFFLEX.com presents a revolution in the online competition coaching experience. Contest prep has been redefined. From anywhere around the world, at the touch of a button, your entire totally custom coaching experience built just for you. Constantly monitored and adapted by your own expert competition coach. The most complete competition coaching experience awaits you now. Go to TeamFFLEX.com and try it free.
So you just saw that quick little promo for, my free trial. Strongly encourage any of you out there wondering about wellness to check it out. We're killing the game with wellness right now. We got so many great wellness competitors coming to stage. You could be one of them. Check out that free trial. It's totally free, no obligation. You'd be insane not to do it. Just head to the website and put your email in. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Let's talk a little bit about the mistakes and the things that happen when it comes to wellness nutrition, all right? Because a lot of people are doing this in their off seasons or improvement seasons. For one, they're not staying consistent. consistent, all right? Your macros, your calories, all of that has to be consistent. You want to have those things be set. And a lot of times, like pretty much 99.99% of the time, you want to have these set specifically by a coach. Those of you out there that don't work with coaches in the off season, I'm telling you, it's a mistake. You're not going to be consistent. You're not going to be on point. You're not going to know when you need more calories. You're not going to know when you need less. You're not going to know when it's time to hold it or add more or do whatever. It's very, very hard to self-coach, ladies and gentlemen. The best athletes in the world in any sport, they all have coaches on coaches on coaches. Make sure you understand that, okay? It's key. You want to have a coach even in your off season, your improvement season, all right? And you want to make sure that you're being consistent. And this is another variable where a coach can really help. But, you know, the consistency really does come down to each athlete. Are you actually hitting those macros? Are you under some days over others? Are you actually eating what you're supposed to be eating? All these variables really do tie into how much you're going to be able to build, how the quality of that muscle, the body fat percentage, you know, that you don't want to raise too high. All these things really come down to consistency. And if you don't have those things, you're going to be in a bad spot. Another thing that often comes up as a mistake, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys more tips on how to get this going, get it rolling right now for you out there, okay? I'm going to tell you. But, you know, another mistake would be that your calories, your macros, they don't actually match what you're doing in your training. All right? You really got to make sure that you have specific nutrition set. I know that a lot of people, they don't necessarily follow, you know, a specific nutrition program, a specific training program in the off season. They call it just the off season and they're doing random things. No, you want to have very targeted training, you know, to bring up each area you need to make improvements on, but you also want to make sure you have the nutrition to support it. If you go into an off season, improvement season training program, and even if it's great, it's custom, whatever, it's everything you need, if your calories are not to match that, meaning you don't have the surplus going, you don't have the right, you know, macros going, the right proteins, carbs, fats, all that going, you're not going to get the results that you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's true, ladies. Mainly I'm talking to you, but I know there's coaches out there that are male that watch this, and they're hearing it, so that's why I'm saying ladies and gentlemen. But basically, you know, you're not going to be getting the results you want to get. That's not going to get you an improvement at all. You're going to go back to stage, you're going to have dieted down, and a lot of times you'll find you lost muscle. A lot of times you'll find you look a little bit worse. A lot of times you'll find you just didn't improve, so you wasted all that time. And you didn't make those muscle gains that you needed to actually get yourself on stage, do better, go to the next level, get a pro card, whatever it is you're trying to do. All right, those are all very, very important. You want to make sure it's very custom, very specific. Another good reason to have a coach. Here's the last biggest mistake, and then I'm going to roll this into how you guys can, you know, if you're watching, you just want to get some foot on some nutrition out of here, what you can do today. Basically, the last most important thing is you're not adapting, not adjusting, all right? Every single week, we do check-ins with our athletes through all phases, all seasons, prep, improvement season, whatever. And we're checking to see where they're at. You know, where's the stats at today? What's that body fat percentage at today? How's that athlete looking today? How are things moving along? And what do we as coaches need to adjust to keep them on the best, fastest track to get those results they're looking to get, right? That's the goal all the time. If you hire a coach, you expect somebody to help guide you. You expect somebody that's going to get you to that result. And it takes the guesswork out for you as an athlete. You get to go do the work. But as a coach, I got to sit back and I got to say, all right, well, let's see. What adjustments do we need to make today? Is it some training? Maybe we need to play with the sets, the reps a little bit. Maybe we need to do a little more of this exercise, bring some new in. All those things come into play. But on the nutrition side, always looking. All right, am I raising? How much am I going to raise these then if we got to keep going up? You know, am I going to take these down a little bit? Are we going to hold steady? It takes the expertise of somebody that's done this over and over and over for years and years, like we have on TeamFFLEX, thousands of clients, hundreds and hundreds now successful wellness athletes, you know, killing shows everywhere, and we're going to see more and more of that. You got to understand, though, that this customization factor and this adaptation factor is absolutely key to your goals. So for those of you out there today, I strongly suggest, you're still watching, go check out the free trial if you haven't yet. Put your email in. Super quick, easy, take you 5 seconds. Go to TeamFFLEX.com and do that. But if you're out here and you're just trying to figure this out today, what's my nutrition need to be today? You know, where do you need to be if you're trying to build caloric surplus? You know, got to know where your maintenance calories are, and you got to raise them. I would suggest raising them 300 to 500 calories, gauging your progress, monitoring what you're seeing, you know, in check-ins and on, you know, metric scales, tapes, body fat percentages, all that. See what you're looking at. and slowly keep increasing those calories until you get to a spot where you got, high calories, you got good amount of carbs, you got all this stuff going, you're staying lean. That's going to put you in a really good spot to prep. And again, I know this is difficult to hear and understand necessarily, so go over to the website and we'll show you how to do this, all right? Thanks for watching Protein Power. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're talking about training, and tomorrow, in other words, we're going to actually still be talking about wellness. See you back tomorrow. Coach Ryan is out.